Yeah, I almost wrote that it was Friday. I almost said it was Friday. Feels like Friday. Anyway, happy not Friday.
Your Friday, you don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
From home. Until the date they supplied, I have to work from home until was not provided. So yeah, because of Corona, now I have to work from home. Our whole building this afternoon was told, don't come in. So yeah, self-quarantine, yay. But that's fine. There's a bunch of people who work there like, well, this sucks. Like, I'm one of the ladies is super social, and she's like, this is gonna be like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be so bored. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm an introvert. This is a miracle. The world has finally set stage for the introverts to take over.
You just need to do it like I did, where they send everybody else home and say, see, you're fine now. Nobody else is around you, so you can come to work.
If I did that, I wouldn't wear pants.
Going to work without pants?
Yeah, giant 1,000-person building.
Yeah,
no pants.
One guy with no pants.
No, they said too, they sent it out like, not end of the day, but towards the end of the day, and said effective immediately. So they basically were telling people, get the hell out.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
Yeah.
But I think they did it at the end of most people's day, which was most people get in there at like 6 or 7 o'clock. So yeah,
crazy.
They only had. I think there's only one program at work that's allowed to keep doing stuff and is allowed to travel because it's considered critical. Hello, Freddie. One of my coworkers is currently in Arizona. And they're like, oh, well, to travel domestically, you need VP approval. And I'm like, Oh. And, it's good. And so, I said, you might want to, get that before everybody disappears. So she's not stuck down there for more than a week. I'm doing pretty damn well, considering. So, I'm not sick.
He can't go to work no more.
I'm pretty sure I'm not. I have stuff to do, but half the times it's kind of like one-on-ones and stuff to get the information I need, and I can't do that anymore. So it's going to be an interesting week of trying to find stuff to do and being very distracted. So
that's the one reason I can never work from work.
I'm putting my
today. It's like I got 4 hours into playing video games.
No, I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna do that stuff. If I legitimately can't find anything to do, I will maybe do like SFM on the side, but I will not do that. So
I'm not seeing the major distinction here.
Because at least one of them is at a video game I could play that for like 4 or 5 hours straight. SFM I burn out on, and so yeah, if I focus on that, so yeah. What is one animation that you did that you like? Well, I like them all.
I hate them.
But if you're talking about like which ones I liked the most,
the ones that got the most views.
No.
No, really?
No, actually, not at all. There's different ones I like for different reasons.
I'm proud of you for that answer. I'm saying that it's not the one with the most views. I'm proud of you.
No, because if I did it based on that, then all I would be doing is making content with the sole intent of just getting views. So that's not.
It is true.
Fun.
You haven't put any of them in socks yet. If you put them in socks, you get more views.
No, so it kind of depends. Like in terms of, like the way that was built in terms of story, trying to build a story from something. Remembrance was definitely that because there was a whole thing to that. But Probably one of my actual favorites was still the Fallout Leaving the Stable one. Because it was taking audio because I hate doing audio, and turning it into something based on something else. It was like you had all these limitations and then finding a way to fit it all in together and still be cinematic and time and or work within the time limits. And I think that actually was one of the more fun ones that I'm proud of. But
I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one.
I thought you said you didn't.
No, I like.
There wasn't enough socks.
Yes, if Little Pip was wearing socks, then you have a video because that's all that matters.
I don't even know sock models existed at that time. I think it was just if you wanted it, you had to recolor the legs, which don't count. Recoloring the legs for socks.
Whatever works.
But no, but then they look like skin tight. Don't you want big bushy socks?
Yeah, it is cuter with a big bushy.
Yes. Give them big old knee-high boots.
Oh, the show already did that. Get the Applejack and the leather boots.
Do you have any advice for using the MLP models?
Boot them.
If you're talking about trying to make animations, I feel that ponies are harder to work with than most others. One, because when you're working with a human model, you have just the difficult parts are things interacting with other things. So with a pony, you have 4 points of contact with the ground. That means that you have like 2 pivot points, one on the pelvis and then one on the chest area. So anytime you do any motion with them at all, it requires a lot more watching where things are going. And the rigs that are currently with the models kind of suck. So, and that's not the rigs problem, it's the way that the ponies are structured. Not saying the modeler's issue, it's just their physical structure. But a human has the 2 legs, so normally the rigs are a lot easier to set up. But you only have a single pivot point, meaning that if you want to have them bounce or something, you just have to do it from that one point. Having this dual-legged thing, and especially where the legs aren't exactly the same, front legs don't act the same as the back legs, it just makes it a lot harder to work with. So don't think that it's difficult because you're just starting out or something. It's just difficult because they suck. It sucks to work with 4-legged creatures. Having a full working rig helps a lot, but just 4 legs makes things more difficult. But what I'd recommend, and it's what I always recommend for people, is just start by making pictures, because learn how to pose. Try to recreate pictures that are in 2D and see so you can learn what the limitations are, because the 3D models are not going to make the same looking things that the show is going to, not anywhere near. So you have to figure out where those limits are, so you're not digging yourself into a hole trying to do something you're not maybe capable of. But the 3D horses also allow other things that the 2Ds don't, so it's a trade-off. But yeah, start with posing, because all animation is just a series of poses merged together. So if you can learn to pose, you can learn to animate. So yeah, make pictures. Lots of pictures. I jumped right into animating, and I made the mistake. So don't do that.
You just gave this advice that you did not follow. Is that what you're saying? I
learned what advice I should follow by making the mistakes.
Oh. So the best way to learn is to make lots of mistakes, and don't listen to this guy.
No, that is exactly it. The best way to learn is to F up, because if all you do is everything right, you never learned anything.
I would like to meet the person who did everything right off the bat. That would be the most amazing individual on the planet.
It's if you're doing a bunch of it. If you only do what's right, you never learn where your boundaries are.
Yeah. And
so I think you'll end up, or at least the way I feel is, you'll start following a narrow path everywhere, because it works. But if you start pushing on the boundaries and messing up and breaking things, and you start knowing your limits, you have this wide range of area to play with, and you can start moving around, and it's thinking outside the box kind of. But
you're in a box. You're confined. Source filmmaker.
Yeah, well, I think Celestia should go in her box. Oh, she's not.
Her bottom half is going in the box.
Okay, there she goes in the box.
She's in the box. Just a little box there.
She's in the box.
Mm-hmm. She's in her fourth box. She's in the princess box.
Celestia, where are you?
No.
Michael.
Oh, Michael. Get out of the box. No. You have to lead a nation against the changelings. You gotta get out of your box. I'm just
I
imagining.
can't come out. There's Corona out there.
I'm just imagining, like, Celestia, there's armies attacking. It's like, no, go away. He's like, Celestia, your people need you. I'm not coming out. I'm in my box. I'm safe here.
It's like, Celestia, the armies are coming. Celestia!
No.
Tell them I'm in the bathroom.
We're here to invade the nation. Where is your leader? She's in the bathroom. We'll come back later.
Yes. She's in the bathroom. But they brought donuts! What?
Ah.
Good night.
Donuts are pretty delicious. Can't remember the last time I ate one.
A donut?
I haven't had one in a long time.
Donuts are good. I missed the donuts from my last job. Those were good.
The threat with our valor, our
They used to have donut day at the end of last Thursday of every month. They would bring a donuts in from a local bakery, not just some like big one. Oh, they're so good. So I did the tail.
With our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives.
I don't regret not eating them.
I used to grab the like, white powdered ones with the jelly in the middle.
I still want to meet the genius who came up with the idea. It's like, what would be a good breakfast? Just deep fried cake. Yes. Filled with
There was a thing I was reading about like where the name donut came from. It's supposed to be a dough. It
is a dough kind of shaped like a nut.
Yeah, but it was where
Nut and bolt.
a donut itself used to just be like a ball of dough, and it evolved over time to, I can't remember the reason, to be the one with the hole in the middle. And now we call the donut holes, but really that was what originally a donut was.
Yeah.
So we have it backwards. It was weird.
Usually when somebody puts a hole through something, it's so they can put it on a stick or a string. It makes it easier to carry.
There was a reason for it, I'm guessing, but
Yeah.
I just like, because you can like, I don't know, there's something about, because every bite has the maximum amount of surface area. Because otherwise you take the first bite and then you're in the middle of it, and this probably maybe cooks better, I don't know.
Yeah. Donut holes are still pretty good.
Oh.
So, I don't know. Of course, the best donuts have custard in them.
Yes, custard donuts are delicious. There we go. Okay. So I don't think there's, she has like a couple, or there's one back here. I don't think I have to really, I can't see this. Oh, that's that side. I don't think I need to touch, oh, she doesn't have any one in the back. Okay, good. God, this angers me.
I like how they just made that one little bit of anger, actually.
To ensure that pony
She's gone complete
civilization,
anime.
not changeling,
Stop this meme.
rules Equestria now and always.
Yeah, it is weird that they put a bone somewhere in the middle. So the hair can move around a little bit more.
Yeah, the entities I understand. One right about here. Actually, one right about here would have been nice, and then one that controls the entire thing from here would also be nice. And it's not like, I think most people try to think about it from a jiggle perspective. So they put it here because then they can just do little wobbles. But it's like, but for drastic motion or if wind comes through, it's like, I want to be able to have full control of this stuff.
Yeah, it shouldn't be attached to the front of her head. Just kind of hanging over.
But that's when, if things like that happen, I normally would take her model, and like right now I can detach it, but I would remove the hair completely. And then I would load in another of the same model, and I would hide everything else except for that one bit of hair. So it's the same model, just with inverted visibility, and then I would put that up there, and that would give me that base bone, but it wouldn't give me that center bone. So all it would be is it looked like a paper mache version of her hair moving around or something. And that, so it's an improvement, but it wouldn't be a final. And I know how to go and add that stuff in now, but it would take a long time, and the people that supplied this model are also using this model, so if I supplied the files, then they wouldn't have that update. So, yeah. Complexities.
Mm-hmm. One of the trials of a collaboration, I imagine.
Also being lazy, because like I said, I could fix it. That would take me time. Oh, that would take me.
I think the person who would fix it is whoever made the model for this.
But I don't think it's a fix. I think it was an intent.
Yeah.
Look, he's gonna sneeze. That too. But I'm not too worried about that one compared to this one, and this one I can move. Right here.
Feels like it should be Friday.
It is Friday.
For you, it's Friday for a while until further notice.
No, it's for the most part Friday. I'm still have stuff to do.
Yeah.
All the stuff I did today was.
No, you don't. Like, I'm gonna start slowing down at my job, and I'm just gonna basically be on my phone. Because, yeah, I'm at work, but all the people I get work from, a lot of them are going to stop going to work.
We must meet. We must meet. We must meet.
This is the last couple days, though.
Yeah, like you said, it'll slow down. For me, it's all the stuff I have to do it. The only time it's going to slow down is there's 2 projects that I need to collaborate and get information from a lot of groups of people first. Kind of hard to do that now. So I can't start those big projects. So the stuff I'm mainly doing is maintenance, cleanup, and learning more about some softwares so that I can know enough when the other stuff kicks in.
We must meet.
I'm just hoping the main facility in Italy reopens soon.
How do you use MLP maps? There's not many. There's only like 4?
There's a lot of small assets you can put together to turn into maps, but there's no like complete ones.
Yeah, so there are pre-made maps, but they're going to be locked into a bit of what you're looking to do. I like using them if I want to create a background aesthetic for a scene, but otherwise I'll scene build everything. And scene building is where you have like a blank canvas of an area, whether or not it has some stuff in there or it's completely blank. For instance, this is just I'm just in a canvas, and you just load in the models for whatever you need. So that's why like this shot looks like this one has more stuff in it because this is just different camera angles. But in terms of using them, the maps are really just drag and drop. Almost every person that has maps just tells you where to drop them, and it should be just dropping your user mod and you're done, or you just go to the workshop, hit a button, and you're done. So maps are usually really, really easy to install.
One thing I was kind of depressed to learn was apparently at one point in the video game's Second Life, somebody had created a complete recreation of Candlelock Castle. Like, you can go in and wander around and stuff. But it's gone. Nobody can find out what happened to it. Somebody went through all that effort and it just disappeared. I'm I'm sure the original creator either has it or maybe deleted it in frustration. Who knows?
It took me 2.5 years to release the Remembrance map.
Yeah.
Because the main reason was I had to do one little fix and I just didn't want to do it. And I had needed testers because I can't test if it works on an install. I had to give people the files and then say, put this in, does it work? And if it doesn't, then I have to give it to somebody else because now that one has files that are in place and I don't know if they're going to interact with other files. So I have to give it to somebody else to test. And
there's certainly a lot of assets in that Legends of a Question.
We must meet the thread with our...
I don't know if anybody transferred them into Source Film.
Legends of Equestria?
Yeah.
Is it still open?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Then why would...
Oh, yeah, I'm saying pulling assets from it into Source Filmmaker.
What is their assets?
Yeah. I don't think that's would stop everyone.
No, probably not, but when it comes to community stuff, I don't yank things without checking with the person.
Meet the thread with...
I mean, when you're talking about 3D models from something that was together. No, I think Source Filmmaker already has some pretty nice individual pieces, like I think in the other video you're working on you kind of recreated Ponyville pretty nicely.
And what?
The Sideway?
Yeah, but that was a pre-made map.
It wasn't a pre-made map, you had a lot of buildings you just set up.
No, those are all mapped. I think it's called,
Well, you're talking about the Ponyville shot, right? Where you got Lyra and your OC and stuff looking up?
Yeah,
Rockets in the sky?
that's a pre-made map.
I watched you put that together. There's no floor.
Oh, that I think you're talking about like the Lyra Fatale. No, that one. Oh, that's not even a map. I just shoved buildings into the background.
But it looks good in that shot. It does. It looks good. Wait, they already had the whole town on a map, and you did that?
They have one that's a newer-ish version. That's one using Lyra Fatale, but the buildings are like a darker wood, and it's supposed to be more rustic, like medieval-looking. And then there is a normal one, but all the colors are very, very plain. There's no details to anything, so it's just flat color. Well, that doesn't really work well with what I'm trying to do. So because you have these models that they keep buffing up the quality for, but then you have these maps that have super flat textures, and I'm like, but they don't balance anymore. So yeah, I don't touch them. That's why I like I think it's like the Ponyville 2012 or something it's called, or 2010, and it's just a older or a more rustic version, but it just fits with the environment, so I use that a lot. It's made for TF2, I believe.
Certainly a lot of assets.
Yep, I'm doing a cheat pass right now, where I'm grabbing all 3 bones and I'm just moving them together, and then I'm just going to delay each motion for down the line, and then clean up whatever I need to from there, which will probably just be adding bits. Like here, the whip of this hair, her hair is, the main hair is probably not going to move much, but the very bottom will on a whip, so I have to add that in afterwards.
After this, you can probably start working on the crown. After this, you can probably start working on the...
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
We only gotta animate like 20 times.
No, like really, I can do one with a really long idle, and then just delay how long of a time each uses of that 20 seconds. But I don't know what to do for 20 seconds of an idle. Like, and if you try to make them start doing something, then I might as well just have that as a copy paste of a
Sway back
type.
and forth. Maybe lift the hoof a little bit and put it back down. Really simple, small movements.
But What I'm thinking about doing is just making an idle that takes up 2 seconds maybe. Have that repeated for everybody, but then have idles that take up 2 or 4 seconds, something within that loop that is copy pastable, and it just find where to paste it into the new one and just drop it in, and it just adds like a separate activity for them to do. So
Kind of would want you to have just Lyra being the only one sitting like a normal human. Just in one.
no, because again, that'd be requiring that one model is different from all the others, and I can't do that. Plus, you're going to be looking at it from the back. How does that work?
She's going to be on the aisle seat.
And I can't have her sitting like a human because it does not work in SFM.
It shouldn't work at all. And yet, she does it.
No, but it doesn't work for 3D. Like, I did it once.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know how much photoshopping that took to make that work? I basically had to recreate the stomach.
I'm pretty sure her back is broken.
But no, like, this is all, like, completely destroyed, and it was all redrawn. It was collapsed models on top of model. It was so bad.
I like the idea that Lyra just destroyed herself to sit in that position.
What are you talking about? You seen my sister sit in a chair? That's how she sits in a chair. I would be at work, and she would have her whole body down to where her head was like here, and like her legs were like up against the wall, like over their knees pushing it. She was just laying down, and she'd be at work like that. It was so talking about bad posture.
She's like, Lyra, we're leaving. I'm not going anywhere. Why not? It's like, my back's broken. Oh, Lyra, you screamers.
Our blood. Our
First time I've
blood.
seen that picture.
Our blood.
I sort of had a long time
The what one?
ago. The Lyra one.
What? Which one? What?
The Lyra picture. That's
That
the
was-
first time I've seen that one. You must have worked on that forever ago.
2014. So that was before.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was 6 years ago.
that's upsetting.
That actually has. There's a version of that picture that has, instead of Lyra, it's a TARDIS. I don't even remember why.
See.
That one's, I think, on my DeviantArt.
Of course, it's...
Yeah, there's... Oh, it's not in Pony Pictures. I guess that would be a thing. Well, that's my old stuff.
All your old Halo stuff.
Yeah. I don't know where that is. Oh, maybe under all. Maybe I just didn't group it. Oh, yeah. Let's put a TARDIS there. This was actually going to be a scene of remembrance. Not with the TARDIS, but this whole thing was built for remembrance.
Why? What were we gonna
Well, because,
Gonna have her walk me down the path and
see?
being in the castle?
This is actually right outside the castle wall.
Oh. Cool. Was it still part of the map?
It's a scene build.
Okay. So you were gonna have Twilight and Celestia walking down that instead, or what? What was the
No.
plan?
Why do you want to know?
Why? Well, I mean, it's interesting. What are you planning on doing with it?
It's gonna be super lewd time.
Oh my.
No. No, it originally I was gonna have like a minute and a half before the video started with context as to the rest of the video. but I needed voice actors, and I'm introverted, so I just decided I didn't want to do it. Plus, the video was taking so goddamn long to finish that I said to add that on would take another 4 or 5 months, so I'm done. So I didn't do it. Instead, I just took these pictures, and then I've never used this scene build for anything else.
It's a beautiful scene build. I love the statues.
The statues are from something else. No, actually they're not. Those pedestals are the same ones that the friends go on, and then I just threw that up there. It was supposed to be as a kind of reference to the stuff coming up. So that's just a pony model with, I think, Rainbow Dash's pose. And I just colored them to be stone. So.
Great. I like it.
Yeah, I really liked this one. Because I played with the lighting a lot on this one, try to get it to what I would want it in the final. But yeah, never used it.
Like a lot of things you make.
Shit happens.
Our blood. Blood. Indeed. Our valor. Our blood. Indeed with our... blood, indeed, indeed, indeed with blood, indeed with our very life, indeed with our.
Okay, so there's not much motion, so I have to add just a little bit of reverse swinging.
Indeed with our very.
Nice thing about when she's constantly moving is you just have to do the physics swings, but if she stops moving, now you have to let it swing and kind of dwindle the pendulum kind of motion.
Our very life, our very life, very our very life, very life, our very life, very lives, very lives, lives.
Do you have any idea how everybody else is part of this project is coming along?
No, because, well, there's only like this actual thing, as far as I know, only has one other small part. It's because the audio that I have, I'm at the very butt of it. And then you do want more, or if you want to know more, and then there's one other animated part before this, and then the rest of it is just scrolling through some scene build. So it's actually not that bad. I'm doing this, and that's all I'm doing right now.
Lives. Lives. Lives.
And hopefully they'll actually use your animation this time.
No, I'm not worried about that.
Lives.
The group's already shown that they've finished content as it is, so.
Yeah. Well, I was like referring to that one time.
Yeah,
you know, that content.
but they hadn't, so.
Lives. To ensure. To ensure that.
Imagine she's been demanding groups this whole time. Can't really hear anything she's saying. I have no idea what she's saying.
To ensure that pony civilization.
And I still have no idea what she says. So I'm just imagining she's just like,
ensure that
we must demand oops from
I can assure you that there's nothing about what she's saying. You can believe whatever you want.
I will.
To ensure that ponies.
Eat them.
That ponies. That pony civilization. That pony civilization.
Yeah, I probably actually should be making the hair move more drastically with this. Oh, I missed these. I probably should grab these when I'm doing this.
Pony civilization.
like these small motions. No, I'm gonna just do these.
Civilization.
And that's it.
Civilization. 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 Pony civilization. Civilization.
I'm feeling that the hair is not going
Pony
to want to.
civilization.
Yeah, it's going to move a little bit, but the hair is going to. She's doing this is going to stay still.
Not.
This is going to be tough.
Not. Not change.
Where's the hair? Kind of like a thing here.
Not change. Changeling.
I'm gonna leave it.
Changeling. Changeling.
I wasn't sure about the hair there.
Like, what are you looking at?
I was just wondering.
Changeling. Not changeling. Not changeling. Rules Equestria now.
No, that's not gonna work if I keep it like that for now.
Rules. Not changeling. Rules.
So like I gotta be careful here, like so. When her hair's or when her head's turned like this, her hair is not actually following gravity, so I have to turn the whole hair at that point to its new orientation of down.
Changeling. Rule. Changeling. Rules. Rules. Changeling. Rules Equestria. Rules Equestria. Equestria. Equestria now. Now.
This is gonna be a tough one. So she's gonna start with her hair kind of pulling that way a little bit.
Are there any bones in her horn?
No. Why?
Yeah, I just want to know if you could, like, bend it.
No, that sounds. Actually, there is one model that does. The Poison Joke Twilight. Why? Well, yeah, you could, but that's weird.
It was even in the episode. It's weird. A lot of jokes were made.
That is not bending right. There we go. I think it wants to bend from that. You know what? I need to not select that one. No, do not. This one needs to bend, like, the most.
Equestria now. Equestria now.
No, I'm doing it now. I have work tomorrow.
Equestria now. And now. And all. Now. Equestria now. And now. And all. And all. And all. All. And always. always, and always, always.
I'll just go like that a bit.
Always. 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 Always.
Almost. Yeah, I'll leave it.
Her Highness Princess Celestia announces.
I'm not gonna worry too much about the hair in this shot.
Princess Celestia.
Well, I probably should at least right here.
Highness Princess Celestia announces. Highness Princess Celestia announces. Celestia. Her Highness Princess Celestia announces plans. Her Highness Princess Celestia. Highness Princess Celestia announces plans for a country.
Yeah, that should be fine for now. Okay, so now I need to know this bone order. So main 3 first. We'll do 3 frames would be 1/6. No, 1/8. 1/8 of a second behind. Okay.
Must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
Hello, Scope.
We must meet the threat with
Okay, so I do need to add a little bit to the bottom of these.
valor. We must meet the we must meet we must meet the threat. Meet the meet the threat. Meet the threat. The threat.
Above that, I'm gonna make it so it's a little more of a
Meet
whip.
the threat with
A little too much. How's you doing, Scope? How's your dad doing?
meet the threat with our
Gradually get better is better than another, so it's good.
with our with our valor, with our valor, our valor, our valor, our valor, our valor, our valor, our blood, our blood. Blood, blood. Blood, indeed, with our very blood, indeed, 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 with our very lives, indeed, with our very lives. Lives. lives, with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, pony civilization, pony civilization, pony civilization, pony civilization, pony civilization, pony civilization.
This needs to be dropped just a little bit.
Pony civilization. Pony civilization. Not changeling. Rules Equestria now and always. Always.
I'm gonna grab those two first.
Always. Always. All and all and all and all.
This is gonna be tough.
And all. Always. And always. 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 And all.
Okay, and then I'm gonna grab that last one, and this is gonna be like the seller for it.
Hey, Scope. I can't remember. Did you say you were or weren't going to Winnie City in July?
I'm talking about this next week.
I wish. I'm gonna have like 1 withdrawal. Oh, you're not gonna go? Oh, that's a shame.
Scope, I don't think I've been to a convention you're not at. You can't do this to me.
Mm-hmm. You have to come, Scope. You can't have a convention without you.
Always.
What if it's this last year? You're not going to be there to destroy it. We need the destroyer of cons. Ah, okay.
And always.
I mean, seems like an easy decision to make.
Always.
You.
Seems like an easy decision. Just make the one I would make based off my life's interests.
Exactly.
He would go to Anthrocon, that's what he's saying.
Always. And always.
It's fair. Let's drive. How long is the drive from here to what do you say?
For us?
Yeah.
5:45, something like that.
Flying's pretty cheap right now.
I tried looking at flights that aren't in the very near future, and there's not really that much cheaper. I was trying to look at stuff for like August and stuff for other things, and
Yeah.
nope, same prices they've always been. But somebody was saying that you dig around, you can find ways to basically buy flights from a place without actually a destination. You're just basically giving them money for a future flight, but at a discount because they just need money. But I haven't confirmed anything with that.
Ways.
Sometimes you get pretty cheap standby flights, but those are always up in the air. Whether or not you'll get a seat.
Yeah, but how would you buy a standby flight?
You basically go there, and if there's seats available, you get a seat. But only if there's seats available.
Then that's not really standby. You're just buying the ticket last minute. Standby is what people do when they are getting on the flight for free because of other benefits.
Yeah. I don't know what the terminology is.
I mean,
It's basically if nobody else buys a ticket, you get a seat.
you still have to pay for it.
You still pay for it, but it's cheaper. I forget the terminology for it.
But that you're still just buying the ticket last minute.
Yes, but if somebody pays full price for the ticket, then you don't get a seat. It's a thing.
Have you?
I've never done it.
I don't know about that.
Always.
So, what is going to be going on with Babs? Because Windy City kind of made sense because that's like right in the blackout zone right now for everybody quarantining. But Babs is like a couple weeks after that, so
Always.
I haven't heard anything from them and if everything's still going or.
And always. Rules Equestria now
Let's go to Babs.
and always.
Yeah, but that's still a month away. So, and most of the quarantine stuff, at least for right now, is 2 weeks. I mean, considering how the world was 2 weeks ago compared to now, things changed pretty drastically. But
Well,
We must meet the threat
I
with
think
our
we're all
valor.
preparing for the storm that hasn't come
We
yet.
must meet.
When the storm actually gets here.
We must meet.
I mean, it's here, but we're on the edge of it.
We must meet.
That's my fault. It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
no, if everybody stays inside as they're supposed to, then technically it's just going to get better quicker. Because right now, I think they only just recently had the community contagion in Minnesota. Everybody else was confirmed international travel as the cause. They only just recently had the non-international.
Well, they're not testing that many people.
Yeah, but if they keep everybody inside, then, or if everybody stays inside, it shouldn't be that bad. But it's gonna be, for me, it's fine because when introverts is just yay.
You're just gonna do work from home without any pants, apparently.
No, I'm still gonna get dressed as normal, not work dress, but like weekend dress. I'm still gonna wear jeans and stuff. I like jeans.
If I was gonna be here all by myself, and I could work from home, there's no way in hell I'd be wearing pants.
Even though it's like cold.
Freedom from pants is the greatest freedom. It just is.
So you're saying right now that it would be the best for me to just sit here without pants.
I mean,
There's a little girl outside the window playing racquetball.
well, I mean, given the current circumstance, you'd have to roll the blinds.
Because I'm like right behind you. I see her whacking the stick, and you're just like, "Let's wear no pants." Woo!
Pull the curtains, then you can wear no pants.
But
That's what the curtains are for.
no, if I had to choose between no pants and locking myself in from the sun, I'm gonna choose the sun.
You think I choose the sun?
You don't look at the sun.
Pale as hell. I never choose the sun before no pants.
I think you just like winter because you can get to work without seeing it.
What?
Just hide from the sun and like run inside quick, it's rising.
Exactly. I don't want the sun on me. It burns.
We must meet the threat with our valor.
No, Minnesota is starting to. They've shut down all the bars and restaurants. A lot of fast food places are doing it where you have to either drive through or you can come in for food, but you can't stay. My work now instituted work from home, so unless you're mission critical, and I'm not, you're not supposed to go in daily. You can still go in for certain things if you need certain things, but they have cafeteria shut down most of the stuff other than hot food, and you only get it to go, and you can't stay in the cafeteria. They had a bunch of rules put in place. But Minnesota's cracking down. I think I read an article that they're the 6th harshest on its regulations right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some states are going to be very different towards
New York's going to be like New York City. Yeah, I would be surprised if they had to literally lock people's doors, because if you're going to have a place that's going to spread like wildfire, it's going to be there.
It's going to be where the most people are, yeah.
All together, yeah. Just walking down the street, how many people do you get in contact with?
I mean, Japan, I think, is trying to take steps, and they've managed to stop it as far as some of their influence right now. But if that crap got into kill, holy crap, it would spread like wildfire, and there'd be no stopping.
Yeah, they didn't give an end date for ours though. Ours is until whatever. They didn't give a date, but I think most people are looking at 2 weeks, just because that is they're afraid that the people that have it don't know they have it yet. So if you lock everybody away for 2 weeks, the people that do have it will pop up, and that should hopefully keep the numbers down.
I mean, I could have it right now. There's no way for me to know.
One of the guys that sits on the other side from me had a frog in his throat, so he was coughing a little bit, and they sent him home at like 11. They just said, "No, you're going home." And he's like, "No, I'm fine." They're like, "No, you're going home. Get the hell out of here." And so he was gone. He was gone before we were.
I mean, it's crazy though, right? Because sometimes I have a bit of a cough. It lets me I'm sick. But right now, nobody's taking any chances.
Yeah, nobody. Well, then you shouldn't. If you're 100% healthy, you staying inside is just as good as somebody that's sick staying inside. So.
Well, my coworkers are all staying home. So I'm the only one who actually goes into my job.
I'm not afraid of getting sick. I'm just afraid of giving it to other people.
Yeah.
And or having a full hospital that can't handle the volume. So those first people, the patient zeros, they have got off lucky, if anything, because they got primary care. But anybody after that, never know.
Yeah. Like, I'm a little bit worried for my parents. And I'm mildly worried for myself, because I do have some underlying medical conditions that they say you should be concerned about.
Brony is not a medical condition.
It kind of is, though.
A little bit, but
nah.
But it's up here, issues. Not in here. In here.
It's my heart. Like, damaged.
No, that's your lungs. That's where it goes. That's not your heart. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he's in a, like, is he still in a hospital or in a area that they probably are gonna have it well locked down.
Let's see.
We must meet the threat with...
Have a damaged lung, a weakened heart.
Oh, okay.
Meet the threat with our valor.
No, that's the way it is with a lot of people. That's why, like, the local Brony group canceled. There were some people angry about it because they're like, "Well, I don't care if I catch it because I'm not gonna die from it." And I'm like, the problem is you could get in contact with somebody that would, and I don't want to be a part of that.
They're shutting down the mall anyway.
Yeah. Oh, they are?
Yeah.
That was worried about that one because out of anything.
Yeah, the Mall of America. Yeah, they're shutting it down. They're closing it. They had already shut down the aquarium part. Now they're shutting down the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I can see that being contained areas with high humidity. No, that's good. I'm saying it's okay because we got Borderlands and
I'm not playing that
VR.
one. You already got your.
Well, but we got the Alex coming out soon.
I can't play that because they delayed the end date.
Well, I guess you're just not gonna do crap.
Well, I'm gonna play DayZ and prepare me for when this virus mutates. That's what's gonna happen.
Borderlands is half off for the next.
Yeah, but who would I play it with? You guys already have your group.
I made a solo character. My last Borderlands 2, I had 7 characters because I just made different characters for different people, and then I just played through whatever. No, that game is one where I could play that.
I've been enjoying 7 Days to Die. I find it to be very relaxing.
We must meet.
I mean, yeah, it's a zombie apocalypse and things are trying to eat my brains, but it's oddly relaxing at the same time.
Well, it's oddly relaxing until it's not, and then it's Scream Fest.
But it's fun.
There was the Saturday that, like, I'm down here and I almost went up to check because it sounded like you had a heart attack and you're just screaming bloody murder.
It was
and
probably that one time I was playing and the zombies, man, it started. They got suicide bomber vest zombies now. That's not cool.
But yeah, you just start screaming, and so I'm like, should I go check on him? And I'm like, I'm really lazy. So if he's dying, he's probably already dead.
If I'm screaming, it's because someone's up there stabbing me.
Well, yeah, but if they got up there, then they got to come back down through me, and so I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna be ready.
Yes, but I think that that night ended with me being the only survivor between me and the two friends, and me just like cowering behind a turret and crying while their bodies got eaten and the lazy zombies from getting them. I lived. That was the important part. They didn't. All I want to know is who in that game started strapping bombs to zombies.
The zombies were hungry.
Our valor.
They apparently added them in the newest version of the game. It's like suicide bombs. It's not really suicide, but it's zombies though, isn't it?
Yeah, I heard about the folding at home thing.
Our valor. Our valor.
What's that about?
Have you ever heard of at-home stuff? The big one is SETI at home. Search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It's where you basically just let your computer run. It's idle, and while it's running idle, it's getting data from somewhere, does certain processing on it, and then sends it back. So it helps for decoding for SETI. It helps process audio coming in from the radio waves, but you normally can just let it run and make money on it sometimes. But otherwise, so I guess you could see it like Bitcoin was, where you let it process. But it was for processing data for like science purposes. So for this, it's about helping process data for the coronavirus unfolding. But you can tell usually those programs that you say use 50% of my processing. So you can even let it run while you're doing stuff as long as you're not playing something intensive. Otherwise, if you're AFK, let it run 100%, and it'll run it at 100%. So I played around with it once a while back.
Oh, you got your computer doing it? Ah, that's cool.
No, that's why it got brought up.
Yeah. I bet it is. I wouldn't want to do it on a laptop. Laptops are great at running at 100% for too long.
But you can tell like 80, 90, you can tell whatever you want. Yeah. But it's GPU heavy. NVIDIA is actually one of the people pushing people to do it. Because they're like, burn out your graphics cards!
Yeah, of course. Blow them up, it's fine. We'll sell you a new one.
We got this huge stock from the Bitcoin era that we're still working on.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the things I was reading about toilet paper industry. Is that they said they were already running 24/7, and then with this everything hitting, they're running shorter staff. But now everybody wants toilet paper, so they're trying to keep up with demand, but they're having difficulty with doing it. But even with that, they had a double of orders come in as compared to normal. They were able to do an output of 20% higher than average, but they still are behind, which means to me that they're going to make a buttload of toilet paper, and then everything's going to die down, and there's just going to be huge stockpiles of toilet paper everywhere. So if you want cheap toilet paper, wait until this is over. And then there's just tons, buttloads, shitloads.
Did you need that for those? Did you know I told people there's shitloads?
No, actually, I was reading a thing too where they were saying about, there's an article I was reading about where something said that the amount of toilet paper on average that Americans consume is 3 rolls a week per person. And then this other place said that is bullshit, and so they looked into it and they found that was based on an article where an average roll of toilet paper was 20 grams, when they found that actual average toilet paper roll is almost 3 times that. So they said that no, people use on average maybe 1, which kind of makes sense. But they're also saying it was premium trees. But they said no, actually toilet paper is made out of the scrap wood that is from other things being cut up. And all the chips that are left over, they grind that up to make toilet paper. Yeah. So, and they say because it actually just works better. It is a better material to use than a finer wood.
See, Scout's got the right idea. I like that. I'm going to start doing that.
Huh?
Use your toilet paper.
That's pretty good. It is absorbent.
Yeah.
I picked up a 24 pack, I think, back in December. And now what? It's middle of March, and we have 15 left. So, yeah.
We won't survive.
Yeah. So so toilet paper, does it consume wood? Yes, but it consumes scrap wood, though they don't tend to use recycled wood because that makes for a scratchy bum. They said you can mix in a little bit, but for the most part, they just use the leftover wood chips. So.
To be fair, in America, the vast majority of wood cut down today is from tree farms, primarily in Georgia. Mainly because we've stopped using as much wood as we used to, because paper usage is down.
Well, most trees are now farmed correctly. They cut it down, but they replant, and then they go in a cycle.
I just like seeing some tree farms in Georgia. It's just a bunch of trees, straight lines, like you would see a corn.
It's called a forest.
They're all
a low entropy forest.
Yes, they're all you walk into this forest, and all the trees are straight.
Because then they can, they can just chop it down in a line.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. I remember walking through the first one when I was like in Boy Scouts that had one like
dinner toodles. What is a dinner toodle?
Camp.
Our blood.
The only problem with those is that they're not really good for wildlife.
Our blood.
Don't have to. Just they plant a lot of the pine trees because when they cut them down, they shed their needles, and then it creates like a little bit of needles in the ground so that other things don't grow. So you have nothing but trees. It's really weird. No weeds or anything. Just trees.
Because they got to make it efficient.
Yeah.
Might be more reusable, but at the same time, they're going to make it as efficient as hell as possible. So I guess it's a trade-off.
It's better than them cutting down natural forests. I mean, they'd probably cut down natural forests to create those areas, but we haven't had to expand them.
No, they tore down skyscrapers. They
cleared out skyscrapers to plant a forest.
Yes.
Very lives.
A vegan dream.
Very lives. Very lives. Our very lives.
No, I think
Very lives.
it's kind of nice that kind of mostly worked itself out as far as like deforestation in the U.S.
But did they do it because it was bad for the trees, or did they do it because they realized they were going to run out of marketable material soon, and so they switched to something that they could keep making money on?
I think a lot of it came down to a crap ton of wood was just put towards paper production.
Very lives.
And we simply don't make use that much paper anymore. Not like we used to anyways. Because you don't have to file everything away in a cabinet for every business transaction forever. You put it in a digital format.
Some places still require paper copies. We actually still require some actual manual printed copies of stuff, and it has to be retained for 7 years. And so that's what companies like Iron Mountain are for. Yeah. Where they just can. For when last company I worked at, I had to do an audit or a check on like how much stuff was in storage, and they had. He said that like 3 minutes ago.
It's gone.
So they, but they had like 150 bankers boxes, for like per department, just sitting over there, 1,000-something boxes, and I'm going through the retention. I'm like, this box has been there for like 7 years, and everything in the box is a retention of 1. Why do we have it? And we were paying thousands of dollars a month to this company just to sit on boxes of things we never were going to need.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
To ensure that
Actually, Surya, I believe, used to drive for Iron Mountain, or did something with Iron Mountain.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's cool that a lot of companies are going paperless now. I kind of understand that some companies still require some paper documentation.
I miss now it's kind of as a convenience thing, but it used to be, if you wanted to switch to paperless, they give you a benefit. Mm-hmm. Like, if you do this, and this with your checking account, one of those being to go green, you would get an increased interest rate or something. Now it's just like, do you want the option? And it's like, no, give me my benefit. You're not printing anything anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you think about, like, why are we cutting out all these trees? Is it for houses or is it for furniture? And it's like, nope, paper. It's like a lot of it went to paper. Whole trees just being turned into sheets of paper.
It's for poof.
Yeah.
But no, it's good to know that at least they're saying, so are we clearing out hundreds of miles of forest just to poop on them, and it's like, no, that's not what we're doing. Part of them is, but that's not the purpose for mowing them down.
Yeah.
They're not the Charmin bear's not out there with an axe just like whacking at the tree.
Pony civilization. Pony civilization. Not
I mean, a lot of like the issues with the Brazilian rainforest being cut down has less to do with the actual need for the lumber, and more to do with the needs of the farmland. They need the land. And the soil in Brazil is not so great, so they keep having to move the farms. Oh.
not change. Not changeling. Not changeling.
That's the benefit of having really nice soil.
Well, they kind of abused the crap out of it for a while.
That's the Dust Bowl.
Well, that was because they decided to get rid of all the trees.
People learn crop rotation.
Not changeling. Rules.
Well, not just the crop rotation, but when the wind has nothing to stop it.
Yeah.
Now, when you go out to the farms, you see the single line of trees blocking wind and stuff.
Changeling.
But it takes fucking up. It takes making a mistake to learn, right?
That's what you do.
So I'm making a full circle.
Look at that.
Woo!
Changeling. Rule. Changeling. Changeling. Rule. Changeling. Rule. Changeling. Rules equestrian. Rules equestrian.
Almost there.
Rules equestrian. Equestrian. Equestrian.
This one's a tough one because I technically can get a better result by physically moving the bone, but it's such a small movement that it's not going to behave right. I know it's not. So I'm just saying fuck it.
Now. Now.
But then here,
And always.
her head's in a different position, so I have to adjust it for gravity.
Now and always. Now and always. Now and now. Now. Now.
No.
One banana.
No. We know what happens when you get bananas.
Banana.
You want a banana?
Do you know how I feel when I hear the word banana? Woo! Woo! Woo!
And she launches her sister into the moon.
Look, Sussy, it's a banana.
Fluffy.
And always. Equestria now and always. And always. Equestria now and all. And all. And all. And. And always. Always. And all. Way. Always. Ways. Ways.
I don't think I'm gonna worry about this part of the hair on any other part.
Always.
Her Highness Princess Celestia.
Yeah, I don't think I'm worried about it after that.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
Her Highness Princess Celestia.
Okay, this looks pretty good. It still bothers me a little bit that this doesn't move, and I feel like if I move the tip, it's going to bring light to the fact that none of the rest of it moves. So I don't want to animate even the tip. But she's like, but the tip.
She said, look at it. Look, why isn't it moving? I know it moves. I specifically told my hairstylist that I only want that part to move. I hate him a lot of bits. Why did not move? Oh no.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood,
Like I'm firing
indeed
my
with our
hairstylist.
very lives,
Mm-hmm.
to ensure that
firing her
pony
hairstylist.
civilization, not changeling, must meet the threat with
If you make him move, it's gonna look like a little worm on the tip. It's just gonna like searching.
Mm-hmm. You could do a small motion, but I still feel like it's going to bring it to light more than it should. There. How about this?
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives.
It looks less like she's cross-eyed when you do that type of eye. Because I don't think this is her... Oh, no, it is.
Why does she have two types of eyes?
3.
Why does she have three?
Every pony does.
She's paranoid at this point. She's like, oh no. I know what I'm saying is
Must
bullshit.
meet the threat with our valor, our
It's like-
blood, indeed
You're
with our
turning
very
instead of
lives,
war.
to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling,
Hey, Blurred.
Hello, Blurred.
rules
No, the
equestrian-
ponies, because you can't scale the actual texture of the eye. In reality, you instead have to change it between 3 different levels: small, big, and in the middle. And then if you do it, you just swap it during the blink. There we go. There is a version of the model Genma made that does let you scale them. Kind of. It's still kind of it's a hassle to set up. Once you set it up, it's just a slider, and then you can actually change its size. But my favorite part about those eyes wasn't even the scaling. It was because of one texture he made. What did I call that video? Oh, this is pictures. That's why I wouldn't see it. Oh. No, it starts with an F. That's what it was. Oh, okay. No, this one. He's the one that did the eyes at the end here.
Okay.
So those are then animated.
Mm-hmm.
So I just really wanted to do that face. Though I should have done this a little differently. So this is showing that if you have a motion that takes one frame, that it blends the 2 frames on top of each other. That's why these eyes, the stars, have a little bit of an outline, because that's 2 different stars melded over each other.
Yeah.
And when I'm going across, it's just them moving between the different positions. So this just shows that these 2 are overlapped correctly. So I kind of wish I had... well, the only other way, I guess, to do that is to... I think you could turn off motion blur, but I don't know if even that would do it. I think you just have to render it out with each different frame and then do a jiggle or a wiggle between them. I'm not sure.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. For how short it is. It was so anime. But that's what I was kind of going for. I mean, that's why I had like that shot too. So
I have a feeling we're gonna start getting a lot of pony stuff out of Japan again. Is they're just now getting the translated, like, I think they just translated season 3 over there.
They've had conventions for years.
Yeah, but they only had like the first 2 seasons translated for the longest time.
They don't need to, because it's like us. We just do fan versions, and and a lot of them, take English. A lot of them are bilingual.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like America, where English is our first, second, and third language, and we barely can do that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's sad. True.
I can't say much. I know English.
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood.
So I think
Indeed.
I know English good. Yes.
I can talk so well.
Yep.
We must meet
So
the
her
threat
eyebrows.
with our valor.
If I take the eyebrows off,
We must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed
Not
with our
bad,
very
but it's better
lives,
with
to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
but this whole time she's just been like the same angry.
Yeah, she's gonna have that angry
always.
expression. It's not angry, it's serious.
Maybe she needs to get ultra serious.
It's pretty serious with them eyebrows. No, that's too serious.
Or
Eyebrows. Now I'm having a fully cooling moment.
Always.
Good anime, by the way. First season. They did 2 more
We
seasons,
must
but
meet
they're
the
not as good
threat
as the
with
first
our
season.
valor, our blood,
Worth watching, yes.
indeed with our
I was trying to think of the name of that not long ago, but
very lives, to
the
ensure that pony
Borderlands, one of the
civilization-
things you get for pre-ordering is a TV head. And I couldn't remember the name of the anime at the time. It was bugging me because I knew it was Fooly Cooly, but the name was just. I kept thinking Kill la Kill because Fooly Cooly Kill la Kill just had the same structure.
Yeah.
So
No.
I thought they were coming out into the season of Fooly Cooly.
They came out with 2.
Oh, okay.
They had the original season, which came out
We
like
must meet the threat with
I
our
don't know.
valor.
I was 15, I think, at the time. So 20 years ago, almost. And then they had 2 more seasons come out recently, like within the last 3 years. They were good, and maybe I just have nostalgia for the first season, but I didn't feel like the 2 new seasons were as good as the first. But they were worth watching for sure.
I need Fancy Pants. I'm trying to think of who would work in the background because they were actually focused on it, so I have to make specific mouths for them. I would think Fancy Pants would be a good one.
I would think Shining Armor or something. Is he more military focused?
Shining Armor would work, but I need at least 2, probably 4.
Spitfire.
Cadence.
Spitfire would work. I think anybody military related.
Spitfire, but Fancy Pants.
Fancy Pants at best, he's a campaign donor.
But
Important campaign.
he's fancy
He is fancy,
and he's pants
and he doesn't even wear pants.
because they're too fancy.
He's too fancy.
He's too fancy for the pansy.
I feel like Spitfire or Shining Armor would work better though.
Well, I will have I do have Shining Armor.
Do you have him in armor? Boom.
No,
Well, that's his armor.
but this is beefy Shining Armor.
Yeah. I feel like there's probably new models. Maybe just need to look. Spitfire definitely though. If anybody, he's the captain of the Royal Guard, and she was like captain of the Wonderbolts. So it was, I guess, their version of the Air Force. Though I think that there was only one time they actually were sent out to fight. Spike and they got their butts kicked almost instantly.
I could just put him in and not care. Oh no, she's wearing armor.
Yeah. I'm sure there's newer models that are more armor. I feel like that.
Well, even if I needed to, I could steal this, but that is immensely basic.
What about Spitfire? She has her Wonderbolt uniform.
Yeah. I'll just load him up for now. I don't think he has new armor.
Really?
I keep trying to keep track anyways every now and then, and there hasn't been a large amount that's been added to here.
Oh man, is there any of him wearing that outfit he was wearing when he like the snow outfit? I don't know that.
The snow outfit?
Yeah, season 3
Oh.
where they're fighting all Sombra.
No, I don't think so. That was a pretty nice one though. It's like the monster.
Very
Just loading
guerrilla
internet, so.
warfare.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I can't remember when I downloaded that model of him.
I can't remember. The last time you even used Shining Armor was your Alchemy video, wasn't it? When you wearing armor in that one?
Yeah, but it wasn't the same model. It was his standard. He was using the standard structure, but I'd rather use his beef. I've probably passed it. The problem with this is that I wish I could search this folder, but as far as I know, like...
Do they have Spitfire wearing the Academy uniform, the one that she wears when she's like... Not the one where she wears when she's flying, but the one with the dress uniform she sometimes wears. She sometimes wears that dress uniform.
Oh, the jacket?
Yeah. That would actually be better for this scene. It's basically her dress uniform. Yeah, there it is. Boom.
Yeah, that'd work. It's VN, so that's all I really needed to be. I don't know about her wearing the sunglasses, but...
Probably take them off. No, they do kind of work at the same time.
You can't. Her shirt is also called Shrit. And her undershrit.
Undershirt. Good undershirt.
Why is it that they don't? That's stupid.
What, they don't come off?
No, well, I can't do it by the default way.
Can you pull them so far away from her head that they're just not there anymore?
No, they're not separate. They are static to the model.
I mean, it's...
Yep.
You could wear them.
They're static to the model, and they're not even transparent. Though that might have been me. So we got there, so this will be... There might be an updated version of that model, too.
Mm-hmm. Some of these models are pretty old.
The Spitfire one is VN, and there's like 3 iterations since then. The Shining Armor is probably pretty new. Oh my god, he's not even set up right with his root. Okay.
Yeah, I think those would be the two, like, military ponies.
But I can see... And I actually have to be careful who I'm putting in the background of these.
Yeah.
If it's affecting anything from the original story that he's based, or the headcanon that he has for the story. So, whoever I put back there, I have to be careful of. But I can put whoever I want, and then animate it, and then just merge in the animation between them.
Mm-hmm. No, Stallion's animations are going to be quite a bit different from Mare's.
Not really, for just static stuff. You just copy paste, a couple bones break, you just shift them back. I sometimes, if I don't like the walker run animation for the males, I'll import the females onto the males, and then I'll just readjust the bones back to match.
I don't think who else would work. I can't really think of anyone else besides those two.
Well, like, this is, you could say that Rainbow would work, Wonderbolts, but this is based prior to that.
Yeah, she wasn't. This would be when Shining was just the captain of the guard, and he's the captain of the guard. Nothing. I'm just remarking to Spitfire being, of course. No, but she's super serious. Look at her, she's got her face. I would never be able to take this pony seriously in any context.
Oops. This is.
Look at her. No, say Takis. She's defending. She gotta protect.
No, this.
Hey, protect your princess.
She pops up there and she's like, attack them all, kill them.
He's like, oh, I be safe. Yes, I'm the whispers. No. No, she's just nuzzling here.
Kill them.
I think you might be a change.
Hello, Clarice.
He's like, are you sure she's not a changeling? Yes, we checked. Oh, damn it.
Well, only changelings can teleport. Oh God!
Where's the sign on her? Not a changeling. Well, clearly she's not a changeling. She has the sign. She's like, I can protect you best when I'm on your back. Yes.
Let's ride.
Rules Equestria now.
Wow, that's likable. Okay, I'm gonna put you back. There you go. So the main purpose of them, the actual reason I loaded them, was I need people to be here, and I don't know if they'll be visible. So the tables are going to be too tall, but that is fine, because I was going to probably put some kind of chair. So we'll do that, and then we'll do that. So for this shot, they're definitely visible. Then they're not. But this is where I was saying that they're probably going to need 4. I think in the actual video there was 3 per, but I'm not going to do 3.
4, huh? Well, what else would work? They don't really talk much about equestrian military.
But I don't need to actually have specific people. I feel like those 2 are important, because you could say this is the head of your Air Force and this is the head of your military.
Yeah, like Fleetfoot, I guess. That would be another wonderful.
But after this, I could put in anybody.
Yeah.
Because it was about putting the head of the land, the head of the air, and then there's no sea.
I mean, you could put in one of the guard ones.
The guard buddies?
Yeah.
No, they're in the back.
You can put one of the dark code ones.
Oh, no.
Like scopes.
I could put Luna.
She was stand out.
But probably not as like one of the ones that you see directly back there, but one of the ones that's there.
I mean, I would almost feel like if Luna was there, she would be standing next to Celestia rather than behind her.
No, it's based on the original kind of story. A lot of this is Celestia focused.
Yeah.
And it's like the actual series. For the first half of it, at least up to that point, she was never around.
Yes, and they never gave her a throne for the longest time.
No, not Mayor. Mayor runs a small little village. She's not going to be pulled in for a war discussion.
It's like, we need someone new.
Who should we have in the back to show strength of our nation? Donut Joe. Pull in the Donut Joe.
You can see you having Soren or Fleetfoot.
No, I'm not pulling any other Wonderbolts.
No more Wonderbolts?
No. I just wanted to think about no names. I just wanted to at least have the 2 main ones. But I think that Luna is an important one.
Okay.
That was an old Luna.
That's a disappointing Luna. Aw, so cute. The main is very...
This is one, though, I have to make sure I know that I'm using the correct one.
Well, she should definitely be wearing her.
Just no armor. Well, she does.
Ooh. He's one him.
No.
It's military. It's Luna's military.
Yeah, but Luna's military wouldn't be there.
That's like...
This is the... I think this is...
episode 2 Luna.
Yeah, it's Luna season 1. It's
Yeah.
Luna's 1. But that is definitely an enhanced one. I don't know if there's been a upgrade to Luna lately.
There's probably like 50 Luna models.
There was another one being worked on.
Luna's cute.
We're not doing this. She's got socks.
She does. It's why what makes her cute.
She got socks and then she got a jacket. She's over wearing headphones.
She's super cute. Here's the human one.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely based on a later season. Yeah, I think that's the one I got.
Yes.
Yeah, V5 flexes. But that's season 1. I would think that season 2 would have been done first. That's enhanced overhaul, which is VJ season 2. I'm pretty sure that's this one.
No, the main's black.
No, that's an eyebrow built in.
Yeah. That main isn't nearly as good as the one in that picture.
No, they're about the same. It's there. It's just transparent, and this background doesn't really work well for it. But I don't like semi-transparent mains anyway.
Getting ideas.
Yeah, I might have to. I swear, this is the one I have. I can know pretty quick, actually. It's only a 13 megabyte file. VJ Luna Season 2. VJ Luna Season 2. Yep, same one.
Okay. It's just the main looks weird, I guess, with that.
No, as soon as it's loaded in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just transparency doesn't always work right. So it's working fine here, but suddenly you'll get some kind of a texture that will be that will ignore transparencies and will be in front of it.
Yeah.
So it's an adventure.
Season 1 uses the armored suit Luna. She has armor in the Season 1 model, apparently.
Oh, actually I have to put it over here. This is the open side of her face. Shining. Your head's gone. Kind of feels like Divinity, where it's like when you get close, it just makes it transparent.
I always kind of felt like if there was any one character ready to just go into all-out war, it was Luna. She almost seems to...
So far, every book, like in Fought Equestria.
Yeah, she was... Well, the reason she didn't want to end the war there without, like, complete surrender on the Zebra's part is because she felt like she just got her ability to rule and she wasn't going to have her first act be destroyed. It was her pride. She's a stubborn horse. The zebras were terrified of her, so they weren't going to surrender. It was only one.
Not according to Discord.
Yeah. Really, every time I read the book, the one I blame the most actually is Celestia.
Because she puts it out.
Well, because if she had just, like, done her world duty and came to it, like, the zebras weren't terrified of Celestia, they actually respected her. To the point that they were terrified of women. So when she just...
There was a lot of bad things. Saying one action is the cause of everything.
I'm saying that things could have been resolved if Celestia...
Could have, not, but not if.
And not would have, but could have.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other things, factors that could have been involved. It's not one action. If that's the case, then you could say that she is responsible for the murder of billions and the sole owner of all hardship throughout all of history. No, you like being mean to people.
Being mean? She
explain your Granny Smith headcanon.
The Granny Smith headcanon is that she died. She's dead.
And how'd she die?
Her dying was just old age. It's my headcanon for Applejack's parents that's messed up, where they died in the house fire.
Screaming in agony.
No, I always imagine them basically being trapped inside the house with each other before the house collapses on top of them. That's my headcanon. It's very sad, but the way it all plays out, they were very heroic. And saved, or attempted to save their children. Their children got out without them, but it all plays out.
Push your ponies with deed with our very lives.
But I kind of was sad that Granny Smith died off screen, because that would have made a good episode.
Why didn't she die in plain view?
I know, for us all to be sad about it.
To ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now and always.
Her Highness...
Our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization.
Now, I thought the whole lore with Fallout Equestria is essentially the zebras were terrified of Luna because when she lowered the sun in Equestria to raise the moon, she
to ensure that
raised the
pony
sun
civilization,
and nearly
not
killed all of them.
changeling,
And it
rules
was legend for a
Equestria
long time,
now
but when she came
and
back in
always.
season 1, she did it again for a shorter period of time,
Now
but it reminded
and
the zebras what she
always.
was capable of. So when she took power,
rules
stopped.
Equestria
It
now
was no longer
and
about
always.
simply
Always.
coming to some kind of
Her
agreement.
Highness
They were terrified
Princess
to do it
Celestia
again,
announces plans...
and they saw their only recourse as invading Equestria and essentially taking Princess Luna out. Because they thought even if they surrendered, they wouldn't be safe. Or if, as long as Luna was still around. They were scared of her.
Her Highness Princess
So then she
Celestia
wouldn't
announces plans for a
surrender
counteroffensive
or
against
come
the
back
Hive.
against her. She didn't want to be seen as a weak leader.
And
So shortly
always.
after taking the throne.
Her Highness Princess
So there was no
Celestia announces
compromise
plans
on
for a
their side.
counteroffensive against the Hive.
And then they blew everybody up.
Plans for a counteroffensive against the Hive, source of the changeling invasion that destroyed Canterlot. Would you like source of the change?
Fallout Equestria is great.
No, he doesn't. Michael loves being sad. He loves turmoil and pain and suffering
And makes for good storytelling.
because you find entertainment in it.
No, well, in the sense that look,
So yes,
the Titanic was a very entertaining movie. Tragic.
I don't
People
think I didn't
died.
like the movie.
Well, you got too sad when Jack died. You're just like, no, this is the worst.
There was plenty of room for him on that board. I've seen so many things where they did, like, somebody drew that out and they showed all these different positions they could have went in.
Great.
But nope.
He did.
Beneath the
He said,
threat
no,
of
gross. Leave me in the water. When I die, it'll make for a better story. Fan-freaking-tastic.
So we're gonna adjust the focus so it stays in her head the whole time. But it's interesting because I'm working in this. I haven't split the shot yet because I don't want to have to redo pieces of it. So I'm just going in here where I'll do that's correct. Slide this over. I can't have nothing for work area, so I have to go to 1. Adjust it. That overall will be on average good, but so when she goes backwards here, I have to then slide it back into place. And normally you could be like, oh, well, is that going to really make much of a difference? If you actually render this to the high enough aperture, yes, it does. And on like 4K, you can tell the difference in the quality. This is off. Oh, actually, I think that was correct. Yeah. Okay, so this needs to go a little bit forward. I just want to stay at her eyes.
Changing rules equestrian now, and always.
Okay.
Now, and always.
Okay. So that works good for that. And then for this, pull that a little bit forward. This one the camera's moving too, but the main thing is just her stepping backwards. But even then, this I don't have to worry as much about. So I probably already did it, but the aperture on this should be very low. Yeah, that should work. The aperture on this will be higher. Then, so like, okay, so this is off a little bit. So this part, put up the aperture just a teeny bit more. Huh? So this one I'm going to put up the aperture a bit more, but not as high as the other one. And then for this section, it actually should be higher. Though I think I did play around with these values a little bit. In the original, it wasn't actually that much high of a blur in the background, yeah, I'm gonna do my own thing with that. So
Must meet the threat with our valor, our blood, indeed with our very lives, to ensure that pony civilization, not changeling, rules Equestria now. Changeling rules Equestria now and always.
Her Highness Princess Celestia announces plans for a counter-offensive against the Hive. So,
That horse.
she's the wrong horse.
Must meet.
Okay, so we're gonna make him not so happy for death.
It turns out he's a little messed in the head.
Kill me.
It's like, like finally get to die in battle.
Celestial. Murder.
Yeah, he's the one character I don't think they talked about at all in the Ballad of Equestria books.
Because I don't think he existed when they started.
Well, I mean, did and he didn't.
They never really utilized changelings, and he popped up at when the changelings
End of
did.
season 2, yeah.
So
Yeah. I think it makes sense. I mean,
Hell,
10 variants in the world.
like Australia was funny because I believe Discord was in there, but the changelings came or after Discord, right?
Yeah.
So it was interesting because that was written with him in mind, and then like as the book is going, they kept adding in these new characters that were added in later seasons, but the book was started before then and the story was already figured out.
Yeah.
So like Chrysalis had a really cool part in there, a large part, and it was probably not even decided until later to have that added in. This is super cool. It's adjusting the story on the fly.
Yeah, I haven't heard him used in any of the Equestrian books, even though he just came later in the same season as Discord.
Because nobody cares about him.
Yeah. World shining armor.
You know what? It's even what's better than shining armor? Not shining armor. Instead of Luna.
Yay, Luna. She's much better.
Luna's there. Oh no, Luna.
Oh,
There we go.
Eternal Night.
Wait. There we go. We will upgrade Luna. She's upgraded.
You know who is a really good military horse you could put up there? Derby.
She's a military genius.
Yeah, she is tactical.
Everybody that she has sent into battle has died.
Oh,
She has a 100% kill ratio of her own team.
they won't fire her though. She's too cute.
No, it's because it's the disability add-on. It's for equal rights. They're fighting. He's there. I had her in the military.
You did? Oh, that's right. She's adorable.
Look, she does one. That's right. Yeah, she's got the little hat.
She does. She got the hat. And look how serious she is. She's so good.
When she says the music was nice, she's like, no.
She's a soldier.
Look at that face.
Cute. She's the best. Look at her. She's so good.
No, I don't want to use any of the main six for any of this. But Applejack is a good no-name. I will agree.
Feel Jay twitching. Felt it disturbing.
Hey, I was on the Applejack appreciation panel
You were as the counter.
as the comedic relief with Rainbow Dash being
I did
interjected.
watch that whole panel when Jay actually found a video of it. It was actually pretty entertaining.
It was so stupid, but the audience was literally just orange. It was all Applejack people, and anytime Rainbow Dash think blah blah, boo, boo.
The people were showing up at the door with their Applejack plushies and their Applejack dockies and everything else. It was just Applejack. The hallway was lit.
Applejack. It was nuts. That was the highlight of BronyCon.
What a derpy panel. That'd be great.
Probably should have her non-plus. Like, I don't want to make her angry, especially with how the story's supposed to go.
I feel like she would be very reserved.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna make her angry. He looks a little spooked.
I feel like he would be reserved too. Like, I feel like they would all be reserved, not angry. Because they're all trained.
He super angry. Ultra angry.
It looks like he's just like one guy in the back. He's just pissed off at him. I'm angry. Specifically at that guy back there for not bringing me my soda.
It's like, Luna! Angry!
She's just like, fuck off or I'm gonna melt you. I will kill you. I am Night Horse. You break.
I do need to put a little bit angry on his face.
Luna has a good reason to be pissed off. She just got back from being trapped in the moon for 1,000 years, and the first thing she falls into is a war.
With this? Oh, this? Oh, no, she's been back for some time. I have no idea.
Some point. I don't know what the...
Whatever. Well,
where this falls in the chronology.
I'm gonna be done with this for tonight, though. But we did finish this. Well, finish Celestia. I feel comfortable with her being done.
Indeed, with our very lives.
Yay!
To ensure that pony civilization.
But okay.
hello,
Yes,
Max.
hello, Max Viper. Stream is gonna be done here. So thank you for coming. No, I just got a message from Uber saying, "Hey, Uber Eats is delivering."
You don't have to leave your house.
And a $0 delivery fee for local restaurants. So if you don't use Applebee's, if it's a local place, they charge $0 delivery fee.
Probably because the restaurants are paying for it.
Yeah, I'm guessing there might be something with it, but it's just everybody helping everybody, which is pretty nice.
Well, yeah.
And plus, that's how part of their business is them surviving. So.
Yeah.
But no, that's only local, though. That's kind of cool. I like that. I plan to get like Tea House or something.
It's not exactly local.
No, Tea House only is here in Minneapolis.
Well, when I think local, I think off the same exit.
No, but I really like Tea House, and they're only here because of that. So, yeah. But I plan to try to. Anyways, Tia actually has a full armor set. So, though ignore how she kind of moves throughout this, but
Indeed, with our
works for
very
me.
lives, to ensure that pony
the armor is
civilization,
awesome.
not changeling, rules Equestria now and
He's
always.
ready for horse battle.
yes, she is ready for getting covered in the blood of her enemies. So, okay, but that is going to be it for that. So, thanks for coming, all that. I'll be back on Friday to try to clean up some of the background stuff and get some of those shots done. Yeah, have a meow meow, and see you then. Bye-bye.